There we go. All right, welcome to another round of the Tier 4 MRL Championship here in Season 8. We're about to make our way into Monza for what will hopefully be an exciting race. More than likely, everybody's going to be running minimal downforce, if not like full 0-0, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Jim, what do you make of Monza overall?
Well, based on the race that I just had, there's a lot of contact everywhere, always. And there are, like you said, there are definitely varying setups. I know some guys are running like as high as 10-8 wings, maybe even 11-8. And then I know a bunch of guys that are running like 5-4, 5-3. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and what it looks like in the race.
All right, taking a look at some of these notes. So this is one of the 4 tracks that have been on the calendar since 1950. It's actually quite a few variations. I'm pretty sure all of you have seen the famous banking curve that this track once used. Actually, at one point, it did a strange configuration where it did the entire modern track and then a way around on the old oval. So you did the oval, then loop back around, did the full lap, and then that was considered the full lap of Monza. I'm glad they got rid of that because I'm just imagining like the potential collisions that could occur. So, yeah, glad that's gone. But the Constructors' Championship could be won by Mercedes today. Right now, it's looking like, just from the times in qualifying, AlphaTauri is doing quite well. Lots of overtaking opportunities here. No surprise. Long straights, 2 DRS zones, although you're going to see mainly overtakes on that main straight. And really, at any of the chicanes is going to be the main overtaking spots. The drivers to watch are going to be Jordan, Kiss My Axe, and Process. So taking a look at this track map, we have 11 corners here, so some of the fewest corners on the entire calendar, but it's made up for in just the sheer track length. And taking a look, it is a very beautiful day. It's a little more overcast from our point of view at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out once we get going.
I don't think there was any rain in Tier 6 and there was no rain in Tier 5, but there has been times when there has been rain here, so I wouldn't put it out of the no rain, says Dido. Dido's our weatherman for Tier 6, now he's here in Tier 4 today as well. Weatherman for all.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of rain at Monza, I can't help but think of a certain race in 2008 where a relatively new driver in a back marker junior car successfully won the entire thing.
Yep.
Now, I mean, I don't think he did that much for that, aside from winning 4 world championships in a row. Not that big of a deal.
No. Until today, which was the record.
Yeah, he did have that record, which Max just broke. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, is anybody surprised? Like, if people genuinely thought he would be hit by the Monza curse, or like luck would keep him from breaking Sebastian Vettel's record, I think they forget that this is Max Verstappen we're talking about, and he has just been like on an entirely other level compared to everybody else this season. No mistakes, no problems whatsoever. He hasn't fumbled once. He's like a machine. It's kind of terrifying.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, he is absolutely like a machine. Like every race, like even today, like he won his 10th race in a row, and like even his like celebration was relatively subdued for winning 10 races in a row.
Oh yeah,
at least for me.
Yeah, I think though, isn't the next round? Why do we want to see the next round is Singapore? I think is it Singapore?
I think it is Singapore. Yep.
Yeah,
the 15th, 17th that weekend, whatever day the Sunday is, 17th, I believe.
Yeah. Now, I mean Singapore. I think that might be one of Max's hardest races because I mean, it's kind of a given at this point. If it's a street circuit, Checo is gonna get like a hidden buff whenever he's on a street course. So he may be able to give Max a hard time, although I'm still convinced Max mentally broke him at Miami, and he just hasn't been the same since.
Nope. Nope.
Uh,
And I feel
uh,
like they were probably changing stuff with that Red Bull too, like trying to change setups to make him closer to Max, and it was just not working.
yeah.
It was even worse.
Yeah, and then there are some of the delusional fans out there who think that Checo has been like sabotaged or something.
Yeah.
Which I honestly fully disagree with. Unlike a lot of teams, like Red Bull doesn't really care who is faster. They don't care who it is. They support the driver who is faster. Period.
Yeah. Yep. And all they care about is winning.
Yep.
And I just watched Toby race around, and there's a tire in the middle of the track.
Yep, I'm on board with him too. I think that may have come from the Ferrari or Alpine that unfortunately DNF'd. Now, I don't blame them because, at least in my experience, now granted, I haven't really raced on this track since the last game, but at least from that game, Rip can easily fall away from you on a lot of these corners. I would say especially the final corner, Parabolica. Like, it's very easy for the car to just lose all grip on you, and so if you're not careful, you'll easily see yourself spinning out into the wall or into the gravel.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, I didn't crash, but there were plenty of spins that I saw today during my race of just, if you get on the throttle just a bit too early, the car just does not like that and will not respond, and it will send you around.
Yeah, right now we have a Mercedes up at the front, two AlphaTauris close behind. Mabinator looks to be on another lap. D Master in the McLaren is 2 seconds down, actually. I think he may just be going for another hot lap right now. Either that or he's about to go into the pits. These are 2-lap-old softs. It would not be a bad idea to go for a new set of tires. Zito just finished up Sector 1. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, as an aside, D-Master just raced in the Tier 5 race, and he set the pole with a 119.2. So I would expect him to best the lap that he has right now.
Nice. Zoika is on a new lap. Unfortunately, he isn't finding any improvement. I mean, I would say the key thing to nailing a lap around here, if you want it to be rapid, you need to nail every single corner exit. Kind of like Austria in that sense, because if you fumble the exit, you're going to lose all the momentum that you could potentially have going along these straights, and you're going to need all the speed you can around, well, the circuit of speed.
Yeah, this is another track where, like you said, I mean, you have to carry as much speed, so you're pretty much on the limit, like, of the car in every single corner if you want to turn a really quick lap in qualifying.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic that on a track that is very much known for straight line speed, I would say the most vital area is the corners here.
Yep. Of course, DRS and the long straights help, but if you can get through the Lesmos and have a good exit out of the second one, I mean, you carry all that speed down that straight and pretty much negate the DRS from the person behind you if they get a bad exit. So.
Oh yeah, from Mal getting the curse counter. Yeah, I do have the curse counter so far that has gone up to 8 and no assists. So we'll see what happens in this. Ice Cream Sandwich in the Williams is making his way around. His teammate MRK is a little bit further up. Now, IRL, Williams had a really great performance today. Very happy about that. Alex Albon has just been killing it this season. And I'm so glad he got that second chance because he absolutely deserved it. And he's proven that he more than deserves a place in this sport. And I would say arguably a top seat once again. Because, I mean, his rate of improvement is just like skyrocketing.
Yeah, I think he's an excellent driver. Obviously, as he's shown. I mean, Williams is also not the worst car on the
I agree.
Even Logan Sargent he was coming back up through the field until he had that contact with Bottas or whatever, and he got the penalty and dropped. But
yeah,
both of them were, storming through the field, and Albon was just defending like crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, the McLarens just could not get past him at all.
Nope. Nope. It was funny to see Lewis just make his way through because he was like, I can't wait for you guys. And he just with those medium tires, just blasted around everyone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was just on the better strategy. I mean, from the beginning, as long as he could simply keep in that DRS, despite being on the slower tires, as long as he stays in range, he can just latch on and just trundle himself along up until it's time to change that out for the faster tire. So that really played into his hands.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely a good strategy call. Unlike last week for Mercedes, where, yikes.
Yeah, they messed up last week. That's usually one of their strong suits, though. They're usually not messing up strategies far too often over there. So
yeah, well, it doesn't help that they lost one of their, I would say, more valuable personnel to Williams, who is now their team principal and is doing a really brilliant job. Speaking of doing a brilliant job, Testarossa found almost half a 10 in that first sector, where honestly, I mean, in Sector 1, just every little bit of speed you can gain in there is going to help. I think the most time can be gained in Sector 2, I would say. Or around that final corner in Sector 3, because if you can just nail that X out of Parabolica, then you're pretty much set for a good finish up. Yeah, there's a difference already, over 2/10 up for Testarossa now. At this rate, Testarossa is going to be almost on pole. This could almost be a pole lap. Let's see what happens.
Down to the last corner. Looks like a pretty good line. A little wide, but if he cuts it back...
Yeah, maintaining that momentum. Oh! Almost had it. Testarossa put in a brilliant run, put himself onto the front row. But you can just see how close it is between all these drivers.
Yep.
A little... Well, no, not a little. About 4/10 separating first all the way down to 11th. So every single margin is going to count on these last few runs.
And I would expect those that haven't retired to close in on that number as well. So we may even see, the field get even closer. But I feel like that's been pretty much every tier this year, though. I mean, maybe Tier 5 and Tier 6 are a little bit more spread out, but Tier 4 all the way up to Tier 1, I mean, 5/10 could drop you from 1st to 15th this season. So that's something we like to see, I would say.
Well, I was on board with Dutch Raven just in time to watch him completely lose it in the S's and crash headfirst into the wall. Unfortunately, he's out, but yikes, that was violent. Now, Vince is making his way through. Hopefully, he doesn't have that same issue that Dutch Raven has. I think he'll be fine for the most part, though. Looking good, but he does have that Aston Martin blocking his way just a little bit. Oh, he's still on its run. Okay, good. Yes, it's completely getting out of his way. Can Vince somehow get up to the same level as his teammate? See what he can do rounding this final corner. That traffic didn't do him any favors, I think, because he definitely lost a little bit of momentum out of that corner.
There. Yeah. Picks up a little. Moves him up to 14th, but he'll be looking to gain some time in the race there. So, got a lot. We've got, what is this? Meebinator is on a lap, and there's a bunch of traffic in his way. I hope everyone's going to get out of it.
Well, yeah, we only have a few seconds left on qualifying, so everybody's getting ready to go on a flyer, or is on a flyer right now. Meebinator finishing up his lap. I think this might be good for a pole. Oh, no, he lost a lot of time in that final sector. But, yeah, he's completely backing out here. But I think his teammate is on a flyer right now, and he's blocking his way. Meebinator needs to move very quickly. Oh no, Zon!
I think he tried to give him a toe, but at that point you stay on the outside and you just blast through the styrofoam.
There were several moments of very visceral fear, I think, that Zohan just experienced. Thankfully, it all seemed to go okay, and he's improved just a little bit. Oh, but he completely messed up that corner exit. That's definitely going to be some time lost.
Little sideways, so...
Yeah, the process puts in the best lap. And right now it's looking like a Mercedes 1-2 as Jordan goes into the gravel on his final run. Meminator is invalidated.
Testarossa slowed down. Mevenator's invalid. Let's see. Zohan is a 10th up, so he's slower. D-Master behind is getting this great toe, and I have a feeling he is on a very quick lap right now.
Yeah, Ice Cream Sandwich, it's just a little bit up, but I think they just had a lot of great momentum through those S's right there. So we're about to see D-Master goes fastest overall. Ice Cream Sandwich, though, I think could improve his position by a couple of places here. Let's see if the Williams driver can find some improvement. Crossing the line, he puts it P5.
It's a very nice lap from him there.
Yeah, Mewedator crosses the line. He's going to be the last one to finish, but he won't find any improvement, and that's qualifying decided. D-Master is going to take pole with a 2 Mercedes close behind, followed by Testarossa, Ice Cream Sandwich, the 2 AlphaTauris, Jlowry, Nornbesh, Zoika, rounding out the top 10. And it looks like a disappointing qualifying for Ferrari, ironically enough. But it'll be interesting to see how the race plays out.
I believe JT may have had a qualifying ban. That could be why he crashed. I don't know. I didn't see where he retired, but he may have had a qualifying ban.
Yeah, so... Oh, I didn't even realize how close the margin was. D-Master beat Process by 2 milliseconds.
Yep. It was a bit slower than his pole lap from Tier 5, which is wild. But still gets the pole here in Tier 4.
Yeah, so naturally when it comes to Monza, it comes to one of the most terrifying moments in this entire game, and that is turn 1, lap 1. What are your expectations?
Contact and a lot of it. In our race, everyone was still tentative, but all it takes, like, I think what happened, car in front of me locked up its rears and started sliding, and then that just causes the chain reaction. It may not, everyone may be taking it tentative, but all it takes is something like that is unexpected and, just causes carnage.
Yeah, so we're just moments away from the start of the race. As per usual, no formation lap. So we just kind of jumped straight in. No chance to see exactly what's about to happen. Except for just immediately out the gate, we just had that start. Which, I mean, I understand why, because the formation lap, I think, is still bugged. And so, better safe than sorry on that one.
Yes. As a driver, I love the formation lap, because it kind of, lets you, warm yourself up before the race. Instead of just dropping right into it, but...
Yeah, I agree. I also think it's great from a commentary perspective, because it allows you to kind of build that anticipation for what's about to happen.
Yeah.
But there is none of that. It just goes straight in immediately.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it'll also be interesting to see what the tire strategies are too, because it's typically medium to hard, but I went medium to soft today because there were a bunch of safety cars,
right.
And I saved a step in qualifying, so...
Yeah, medium hard would be the good strat because, I mean, this track is a tire killer.
Yep.
So, I mean, unless your tire management is really good, I have zero reason why you would do medium soft, unless, of course, safety car interferes or something like that.
Johndoeswork did do 23 laps, I believe, on mediums.
Well, let's see how many laps these drivers will be able to do as a 5 red lights come on here in Monza. And they're out. We're immediately underway. D-Master doesn't get the ideal start, but the ice cream sandwich! Oh no! That's already a massive collision! That is multiple drivers completely demolished! That is 5 drivers out immediately!
I don't know. I don't know.
I know exactly what happened. Ice Cream Sandwich had a killer start, tried to go in between 2 drivers. the two, I don't think, noticed Ice Cream Sandwich was there, or they didn't notice the driver on the other side of Ice Cream Sandwich, so they just converged in on each other. Ice Cream Sandwich had nowhere to go, but granted, it was absolutely risky to go between two cars like that. Still, I mean, I actually think I would chalk that one up to a racing incident, but that's unfortunate that 5 drivers' races ended before they even reached turn 1. And
That
actually,
is hugely unfortunate. I've had it happen to me before, and it's it's frustrating because a lot of most of these drivers, I know myself included, like we look forward to Sundays, look forward to racing in the race, and then to have it taken away before you even get to the first turn is it's just devastating.
yeah, and well, you can bet that a lot of drivers suffered some severe damage. Even if damage is reduced, there's definitely going to be, side pod, rear wing damage, the works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was not what I was expecting. I was expecting him to get jumbled up down there in turn 1, but
Yeah,
wasn't before we got there.
Yeah, many drivers had their front wings fully demolished. There's practically nothing left of them. Normash seems to have actually gotten away mostly unscathed, so he's going to keep on going. But, yeah, that's 5 drivers completely out. Alpine out before they could really even start. Kind of like Yuki Tsunoda today.
Yep, they were on a tear for the last couple weeks in the total team standings. They put up over 80 points the last 2 weeks. Alpine did, but definitely a tough tier 4 race for them today, I'd say. Like, looking at the tire situation, let's see, we got 3 cars on softs, 2 on hard, and everyone else on mediums.
I am scrolling in chat, and yeah, I understand the reactions from everybody watching. There are definitely some people who are upset about these events. I can't say I blame them. Yeah, Matt Mallon, I think explained it very well. He tried to go in between 2 cars. I mean, he didn't shove his way through. There was room, but you gotta pick your battles.
Mm-hmm.
That was not the one to fight.
No.
But at the same time, it's 50-50, I think. Like, I think the 2 drivers he went in between could have been a little bit more aware, but at the same time, I think it was sort of a bad idea to even attempt that in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I know you get excited when you get a run on someone at the start of a race like that, but I mean, you can't just assume that they're just going to move out of the way for you to just miraculously drive through the middle.
Oh yeah, from Vinny Gambini, 21. If you're wondering about if you race turn 1 there's a safety car, I mean, that's not necessarily true at all. Really, I mean, it's just the nature of Monza. It's bound to happen. Like, it's nobody's fault, even in a lot of the top leagues. Like some of the best leagues out there, like that have like I don't know how many members. You'll see stuff like this. It's just the nature of this circuit. It's kind of doomed to happen.
Yep. And usually, safety car restarts are usually fine. It's usually just the standing start at the beginning of the race that just causes so much carnage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's already lap 1, turn 1, so a lot of people are really focused on getting that rapid start that they want to get. And a lot of people will misjudge the braking because that braking into turn 1 can be very tricky here. In combination, because it's so wide, this track, you can have 3, even 4 cars alongside at some points, which increases the risk. And some people kind of overestimate just how wide the track is. And then, like I said, you could go almost 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide into turn 1. You can't keep 4 wide going into the next corner. You need to compromise, and only 2 could fit. And even then, it's a little bit of a squeeze.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, the track goes from so wide on the main straight to like it's like merging on the highway almost.
Exactly.
Right? Like
Yeah.
You go from a 4 wide almost straight into a tiny 2 wide corner. I mean, things are bound to happen, especially when you're starting so close to each other.
Yeah, we're back underway now, and Process got a pretty solid getaway. Lethal Pete is rapidly gaining on MRK here. He's going to be able to make a move going into turn 1 on the outside. Can he make his way past Williams? No, MRK completely outbrakes him there. Lethal fully backed out on that one. Meanwhile, JT gets past I'm a Fanatic, who's now getting harassed by Dutch Raven, making his way past Fanatic. Is now under threat from Benzo, also looking to make a move on the inside here. And he's getting advantage of the toe from the Aston Martin. Fanatic losing out on potentially another position here, going into the second chicane. Looks like the Haas just outbreaks Fanatic. Fanatic has to relinquish, and now is under threat from Dito. Caution in Sector 2, it's Chosen Toby, who's gone into the gravel.
Outside. Don't know if I see any wing damage. I think he is good, unless he has some side plot or rear wing. I didn't see what happened there, but front wing looks intact, so he'll continue on. I would think.
And that's another big moment. So, that's definitely gonna be another safety car, I think, or at least a VSC.
Doesn't look like it yet, but we do have a car park and a car.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the two Red Bulls came together. Yep, there's a VSC. Yep, the two Red Bulls coming together.
Oh no, Toby beached it.
No, I think he's inching forward little by little. I think he can get out. Well,
put it first. Keep going forward. Come
I think he's gonna get disqualified at this point.
Yep. Come on.
Well, unfortunate for Toby. Yeah,
he's stuck now.
Hang on, he just might. He's getting there slowly. Oh no, he's fully beached now.
He's stuck now. Completely stuck now.
Toby, if you can hear us, wiggle the wheel back and forth and just kind of shimmy your way. Like, I know it sounds weird, but trust me.
Oh.
He's got it. He's free.
We're good.
Man, that's Toby's save, but the race is back underway now, and he's in danger of getting lapped. So that's a massive amount of time lost for the Red Bull driver. His only hope is another safety guard triggering, which I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon at this point, considering the gap everybody's got. Zohan going a little bit wide there through the S's.
Toby is now down a wing plate, so
yeah.
He's come in.
Yeah.
Lapped here.
Oh yeah. Well, I just want to talk for a moment about a little comeback story here. Both Ferraris, which were in the bottom 5, are now both nearly in the top 5. Lethal P and JT currently P5 and P6.
And that's that's not a terrible strategy at Monza, right? You qualify, you just don't even qualify. You just stay in the back.
Yeah.
And just let all the carnage in front of you happen, and then you can just ease your way through it. It's not a terrible strategy here. It's really not. So
that is Lethal P all over the back of MRK. Thought he had to move, but had to back out there. I thought they almost came together for a moment. Let out kind of a silent gasp there. Lethal strung in a little bit on the exit of that chicane. Meanwhile, further up, the top 3 are keeping it close. Process can't afford to make a single mistake. He's got a McLaren and AlphaTauri both right behind, ready to capitalize. Meanwhile, MRK is in some very real danger from a rabid Ferrari, who makes his way past and is now up into 4th. Dito has retired in the pits. Meanwhile, Toby is continuing to try and continue, but, I mean, he's already been lapped.
Yeah, you don't like to see people retiring in the pits so early. It is only lap 5. I mean, anything can happen. You know?
Oh, that's a Process. He had a little bit of a problem. He lost both first and second place and is now down at a 3rd. Went wide at Parabolica, and that cost him heavily. Now D-Master holds the lead, but Zohan is managing to keep up. Process just behind. Meanwhile, MRK gets back ahead. The Ferrari and Williams almost coming together, both going wide off the track. Lethal's going to have an opportunity to maybe fight it back here. Oh no, they both get 5-second penalties, it looks like, or 3 seconds. Let's take a look here. 10 seconds for MRK and 5 seconds for JT. The two are coming together. Oh my gosh. MRK just fully bashed into JT there. I think MRK basically almost lost the car, and then while JT tried to get along on the inside, he just happened to get bashed.
JT did lose an end plate from that, so he's going to come in and change his wing, but he's also going to have to serve that 5 second, which may have been able to get removed if he didn't have to pit, because I think that was just a battle and they both took that route across the corner. So that may have been able to be removed, but we will see. You will probably be serving it now, though. Got another call. Oh, that was Toby. Toby retired in the pits during all of that as well.
Yeah, D-Master has incredible pace right now. And while I think for Zohan and the process, the soft tires are just completely dead. And that's what's allowing D-Master to make this getaway right now. Would not be a bad idea at all to pit now and maybe go for a set of hard tires, honestly. That's Norbash and Fnatic out of the race. Well, looking for a convenient time to pit. Here it is, just as I talk about it.
I don't know. Someone must have gotten loose in... I tried to see it through Ice Cream Sandwich Review, but the cars were already gone.
Oh.
Looked like one of them got loose through Parabolica and just collected the other. But we are 7 laps in, and we are down to 11 drivers left here.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about doing a pit strategy, and sure enough, the opportunity arises. Is that one for the curse counter? I think that might be one for the counter.
Yep. Yes, Maud. This is... I don't know if they're actual incidents or if they're just unfortunate DNFs, but I'm sure we'll be seeing that first incident in the sewage room this week.
Yeah, I mean, as I said in qualifying, I mean, it's very easy to lose grip around here, especially around Parabolica, as we've now seen. I mean, that corner can very easily catch you out when you least expect it. I know that from personal experience trying to race here. Although, I'm now reminded of my very first ever league race, which I have to say was quite magical. So, this is a fun story. Essentially, the race started. There was an incident. Started a VSC, right?
Yep.
I was on the back straight in that little DRS zone, just taking my time. And then there was a Red Bull and Ferrari behind who I guess didn't give a damn about the VSC at all, and just were racing each other full speed under the VSC. I look back just in time for me to get smashed into the underside of the bridge and get taken out of the race. And I'm just sitting there, like, what the hell? What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Those things... That was very similar to one of the first leagues that I was in. It was the same thing. Just had, like, not a VSC, but, like, it was a restart. And, like, these two guys were just, like, flying. Like, the green hadn't gone yet, and they were, like, all the way in the back, and they were just already flying. And I was like, they just caused so much problems, you know, going forward, because everyone was just trying to get out of their way, really. And unfortunately, for most people, it didn't end very well.
Yeah, well, okay, it's technically not a bridge, but it's a tunnel under the banking. That's where I got completely obliterated. Yeah, naturally, they both got qualifying bans for that at least, which I was like, they deserve race bans at least. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, they were racing and took me out in the process. I literally did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's just blatantly not following the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was, what was that? Almost 2 years ago? I think that was almost 2 years ago, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was also when I first started commentating, which, I mean... It's been really fun to do. At first, I did it because somebody said, "Oh, we have nobody available And I looked at the time and I'm like, I have nothing better to do. Why not? So uh, from there, I'm now all the way here. So, interesting
Yeah.
journey to say the least.
No, it's I mean, I've been in this league almost since inception. I was here in season 2, so I've been here for a while. But
Wow.
so I've seen it grow, and fortunately, way back in the day, there was not like commentators. There were only 2, really. It was Bungie really just did most of the commentating by himself when he started because there were only 3 tiers. And
Yeah.
as we've gotten, now we're up to what, 12 commentators and co-coms and some reserves in there too now.
Yeah, it's really great to have. Absolutely.
Yep. Back to the race, I'm questioning D-Master right now because he started on mediums and put mediums on. So I'm assuming he's just hoping for another safety car?
I mean, that's a pretty safe bet, I would say. The real question I'm asking is, why did Lethal Pete stay out? I mean, I think that would have been a perfect opportunity to go on hard tires and finish up the race on them.
Maybe he's hoping for a safety car as well.
Maybe he's going for a medium soft like you did.
Yep, it's possible.
Yeah,
it's definitely possible now with all of the safety cars that they've had so far.
Yeah, at the same time, though, I am sensing that Lethal Pete is about to get mugged off the start by D-Master.
Yeah.
You can see D-Master's ready to go. Lethal Pete taking his time, tries to jump it. He somewhat succeeds. D-Master's still very close behind, and he's going to dump a lot of battery to try and catch up. Lethal Pete is doing the same. But right now, no moves are being made thus far, except for MRK potentially going in on the process, but won't be able to find a way through. Meanwhile, it's actually Dutch Raven getting past Benzo. And Benzo could be in danger from Amoebidator here in a moment, but for now it's fine. D-Master, meanwhile, is on the outside of Lethal Pete, trying to find a way past the Ferrari. Looking on the outside, perhaps going to the chicane. Late braking from the McLaren. Completely outbreaks Lethal Pete. I think Lethal Pete either didn't expect him to break that late or realized fighting D-Master was not worth it. It would cost him more time than anything else. But now this is Zohan on the outside. These fresher hards are proving to be more effective than those aged mediums. Zohan is looking for a chance to make his way past Lethal Pete, but he can't do it here. He's going to have to wait for an opportunity on the back or main straight. Lethal Pete struggling through the S's is going to leave him vulnerable. Big momentum for Zohan, but he lost out right at the end. So now he's going to have to look for another opportunity on the inside. Is he going to go for a dive? I don't know if he wants to do that. Oh, and that's Lethal Pete. I think he got a little bit scared by that. He went wide.
I think he was going to fake the move, and then I think Pete thought he was going to dive, so he gave him a little bit of extra room, and that's all it needed.
Yeah, honestly, that didn't even matter. Zohan, I think, is running higher downforce because he just got blitzed by both Lethal Pete and the Process. Process trying to see if he can harass the Ferrari a little bit, but hasn't succeeded. That's MRK trying to get past Dutch Raven. Can he call the move? He does. He's up in that P5.
He got some crazy battles going on.
Yeah, Process makes his way past Lethal Pete. He's up into P2. That's JT as well. Getting past Benzo. Plenty of overtaking going on at the moment.
Meanwhile, D-Master is already 3 seconds up on Process.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's at this point, he's just looking back with a bowl of popcorn. I mean, there's nothing else to worry about at this point. Oh, that's Zohan almost colliding with Lethal Pete there. I think they even touched wheels there for a moment. Zohan succeeding to get past the Ferrari. Now he's going to try and make a getaway here. Lethal Pete is struggling through these S's, so he's going to get plenty of momentum to make said getaway. And yeah, you can already see the speed difference here. MRK now gaining on Lethal Pete. Choosing to stay out, I think, may have been a critical error for the Ferrari driver because it is really hurting him more than helping him right now. He was in the lead, but he's already lost 3 positions and is in danger of losing a few more. Because MRK is coming up. Now, he doesn't have the momentum just yet, but when DRS is fully enabled, it'll be pretty clean. Ice Cream Sandwich speed blitzes past the Ferrari and Haas, and that is JT nearly killing ice cream sandwich there. Oh, and he bangs wheels with Benzo as well, and that is Dutch Raven getting a 3-second time penalty for track limits. 4 cars very close to each other, right behind him. This is looking a little bit concerning.
Raven is down a end plate, so he's going to be pretty slow through these corners here.
Yeah,
Stack up behind him.
yeah, and those 4 cars are scrambling for position. Dutch Raven does not want to get caught into the jaws of this group, but he has no choice. Meebinator gets past.
I think he's gonna.
Yeah, he is just getting completely mugged right now. That is 3 positions lost for Dutch Raven.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a little bit close.
Yep. He's
Yeah, that's another position potentially lost. JT looking to make his way past. He's now up into P10. Dutch Raven is now out of the points. And meanwhile, Lethal Pete, oh, he's about to get passed by MRK. MRK moves himself up into P4. Dutch Raven getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. This is really not his day.
Unfortunately for him, that probably just came in a little too hot, and the wing damage, forced him to go a little bit too quick there. But he's going to need a safety car to claw himself back into this.
Oh, some very fierce defending from MRK leaves Lethal Pete vulnerable to Ice Cream Sandwich. He makes his way past. Man, that was a really weird sentence that I just said. So some of these gamer tags, man, like I say some of these sentences and I'm just like, this is a brand new sentence. Like this is absolutely brand new, never been said before.
These words have never been said in unison before.
Yeah, exactly. Like I sometimes question the words that I say. Like I really do.
Questioning D-Master right now, Pete. Because, I knew they were probably hoping for another safety car, but you also got to realize you're down to 11 drivers now. So that's fewer people to make contact with, fewer people to spin, fewer people to crash. So...
Yeah, Ice Cream Sandwich on the outside of Parabolica makes his way past his teammate. MRK is now getting passed by Lethal P as well. And now it is Ice Cream Sandwich ahead of his teammate and up into P4. Meebinator joining in on this group. And he bumps into the back. Oh, MRK just completely ruined Lethal Pete there. Something tells me that the Williams drivers are not going to be very popular after this race.
Definitely not after that move. That was not what we're looking for.
Yeah. Great move from Meebinator. What a send from the AlphaTauri driver. Makes his way past in just an almost textbook maneuver. Fantastic. I mean, if that isn't in the textbook, I want it in there after that. That's incredible.
We're rewriting the textbook every day.
Yeah, let's add a page in there. I want that with pictures. Like that was beautiful.
It says it's Royal Rumble. That's what the first 15 laps up looked like out there today. I cannot deny that.
Yeah, 2 teams completely gone after all was said and done. Red Bull and Alpine both out. Just a little bit further back, that's Benzo getting past MRK. I think MRK may have some damage after some of the collisions he's had. Oh, and that is Benzo really struggling for grip. MRK is going to look for an opportunity here to take back 6th place. He looks like he just might succeed, but Benzo is on the faster tire, though it's mentally starting to wear down. MRK does pull off the move and keeps ahead, but MRK has no battery left, while Benzo has over 50%. Yeah, he's managing his battery very well, as well as the Ice Cream Sandwich, who has a little over 50%. Zohan also managing well. Really, most of the other drivers are managing well. It's just that Meebinator is not right now, and neither is MRK.
Yeah, Benzo, I think, knows he's on the slightly better tires right now, so I think he'll eventually get around MRK.
Yeah, he needs to make that move sooner rather than later, though, because it is going to start to get to the point where those medium tires start to fall off. So, I mean, he's running out of opportunities. If he doesn't, then those tires are going to fall off, and then the hard is going to be the better tire.
It'll be interesting to see where D-Master will fall to after he pits here.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit, as you said, with strategy and everything. I mean, he's going to lose quite a few positions. So I think, unless D-Master can pull out some wicked pace, I think a win is out of the picture at this point. Unless the safety car triggers.
Yeah, he's looking for a safety car. That's his only saving grace right now. But, I mean, he's pulling away. I mean...
Oh, yeah, he absolutely is. But, I mean, you know, it's only a matter of time before he has to pit, but still...
I don't think he's going to get 20 seconds of a gap before he needs to go in again. So,
yeah, he's going to jump all the way down to P10, I think. He's going to lose all that time.
So, if I were him, maybe you go another 2 or 3 laps here, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I would go another 3 laps at least, and then go ahead, pit for the softs if there is no safety car, and just finish out.
Try and push your way up as quickly as you can. Oh, Benzo is dumping his battery. He is right up behind MRK. I think he's going to get him here.
Yep, on the outside. He's halfway ahead. MRK is going to try and outbreak him here, I think. Oh, no, it just doesn't matter. Benzo makes his way past and is now up to P6. Still having plenty of battery, he could potentially go on the offensive against the AlphaTauri driver of Nubinator. Ice Cream Sandwich is actually appearing to lose a little bit of time to the AlphaTauri as well.
Yeah, its field is kind of outside of those 4 guys in the middle. I kind of feel, other than that, it's pretty spaced out. Everyone seems to kind of be getting into their race groove, which you know, is a good thing that they couldn't do really at the beginning here.
Yeah, Nubinator's got the momentum now to finally make the move on the Williams. Look at the momentum he's got. He's managed to make his way past and is now out to P4. AlphaTauri looking at a potentially brilliant result at one of their 2 home circuits.
Definitely no battling from Ice Cream Sandwich there. So it'll be interesting to see if he... Oh, we've got a spin. Who is that? Zohan is off in front of all of them.
Oh, that is unfortunate for Zohan. That's a lot of time lost.
He now rejoins at the tail end of the 4 guys battling in the middle there.
Yeah, but at the very least, there still is an AlphaTauri in the podium positions, but it's rather a precarious position right now, as there is now 4 drivers chasing him behind.
Yep. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of DRS chicken, I feel, coming down to the final, 5 or 6 laps here.
Yeah, but, as with any game of chicken, if you're not careful, it's only a matter of time before...
Yep, I agree. That was what happened a lot in Tier 5 today. It wasn't necessarily chicken, but there were a lot of late race sends going on because of late race safety cars and such. So we'll see if there's a late race safety car here to...
Yeah, Ice Cream Sandwich has barely used any of his battery. He is almost at 90%. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't used more of his battery, because Nubinator is running a little bit low, and the medium tire is going to start falling off at this point. This is a perfect opportunity to go ahead on the offensive, make his way past and get into the podium positions, especially since Benzo is quickly starting to gain on him and could find a way past the Williams. This is going to be very close between, I think, all 3 of them. We're about to see what happens going into turn 1. Is Ice Cream Sandwich going to go for the dive? No, he isn't. It actually stays relatively the same. And Ice Cream Sandwich spins out just a little bit. And that is MRK shoving Zohan off the track.
It looked like Ice Cream happened to just barely lock up his rears there and kind of
Oversteered.
drifted,
Yeah.
oversteered and drifted into turn 1. That
Yeah.
allowed Benzo to get by.
Yeah, MRK completely fumbled the chicane there, shoved Zohan off the track. MRK, I think, has a few penalties coming his way by the end of this race.
MRK's having him. Oh, Zohan almost loses it through the first Lesmo. But yeah, MRK is. Every time we seem to pull him up on the big screen, we catch him at the wrong time.
Yeah, it feels like how would I put it? It's like when you were watching a show or something, and then like when the worst part shows up is when your parents walk in and they see what's going.
Yep. Pretty much how MRK's race has been going today. So
yeah,
I'm sure we'll see a few of those incidents in the post race report next week. But we'll be. Oh, and Benzo ducks into the pits.
Yeah, I think he just couldn't do it on those medium tires any longer. Unfortunately, though, that is going to be a lot of time lost. Does he have damage, perhaps? No, this is indeed a strategy call. Interesting choice. Zilong gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting.
I think he was forced off by, he tried to pass MRK, and he couldn't brake in time, so cut the corner, and then he gave the position back to MRK right after. So that's what we like to see, but now he's under attack from Testarossa.
Yeah, Testarossa had a really great qualifying. Unfortunately, got a little bit messed up during the race, but he's trying to do a little bit of damage control at this point. And well, Zohan, I think, has to worry about some damage control himself, because if he isn't careful, he is going to get passed by the Alfa Romeo behind him. At the same time, though, MRK is in some danger as well. It's going to be close between the three of them in the fight for P5. D-Master, yep, he's in.
Into the pits, so
yeah, he's
close to Meebinator or right behind him, I believe.
Oh, that's JT spinning out, and almost a perfect opportunity for D-Master, but no safety car is triggered. D-Master is going to be coming out what looks to be P8.
Just behind.
This is going to be close. This is going to be very close going into turn 1. McLaren and Williams alongside. Can D-Master keep himself ahead? Oh, that was cutting it close. D-Master pulls it off. Meanwhile, the Avatari and Williams almost come together. And that is Dohan making his way past up into P5.
It'll be interesting to see how quickly D-Master can catch the guys in front of him, because he was, 11 seconds ahead of Process. But,
oh, yeah. I mean, he was gaining a lot of time in each lap. I think he could potentially fight it back and win, but if he does that, he needs to somehow be gaining at least 2 seconds a lap, which is a little bit of a tall order, I think. Ice Cream Sandwich makes his way past. Meebinator is up into P2 now. Meebinator will be looking to fight it back, but all that fighting is just allowing to... Well, it's going to allow D-Master to close in that much easier. MRK gets another time penalty. He is at 13 seconds now.
MRK is having himself a very tough day.
Yeah, this is definitely a race to forget. Ice Cream Sandwich goes a little bit wide. This is going to leave him vulnerable to Meebinator. The two of them getting really close here. Meebinator getting that DRS he sorely needs. The two will be... Okay, no, Meebinator just completely backs out. He could have gotten alongside Ice Cream Sandwich, but chose not to fight it. Interesting choice. Meanwhile, it's RK and Zohan almost coming together again! Oh, man.
And these guys are driving way too hard into turn 1 every single lap.
Yeah, that had my heart in my mouth for a good second there.
Testarossa looking on the inside. Backs out. But D-Master is already right up behind Meebinator on these soft tires.
That was a little bit close. D-Master is significantly faster than the Avatari. I don't know why Meebinator is trying to fight this. Yeah, it's in his best interest to back out. There's no point attempting to fight D-Master. He is simply too quick to worry about.
Yep. So he is going to have about 8 seconds that he's going to need to catch Process, and he's got 4 laps to do it. So
yeah, he needs to, like I said, at least 2 seconds a lap has to be gained here. This is going to be the chance to make his way past Ice Cream Sandwich. But he's so fast on a straight line. This is kind of a mirror to Lando Norris and Alex Albon. But I think D-Master isn't having it. Out-braking the Williams into turn 1. He manages to pull off the move and get past.
those hard tires for like 3 or 4 laps feel like you can do pretty much anything on them. So D-Master, I'm sure, is feeling that right now. Process is seemingly just, making sure he doesn't make any mistakes. He's going to force D-Master to push and catch him.
Yeah, and Process just has to keep it clean, and I think he'll be just fine. I mean, like I said, at least 2 seconds a lap. Okay, granted, he's already gotten half a second, and the lap isn't even close to over yet. The Process might have a little bit of a cause for concern.
I think D-Master will get within 3 seconds, but I don't think he's going to get closer than that.
Yeah, I think you may be right on that. Looks like D-Master is going to be gaining only about a second a lap, and if that is the case, well, Process goes a little bit wide there at Parabolica. That could cost him a little bit of time. Yeah, that cost him a lot of time. Look at the difference already. It was 8 seconds at the start of this lap. It is now reduced to 6.
So it's going to be very important for Process to just make sure he is not making any mistakes, because if he doesn't make any mistakes, I don't believe that D-Master can catch him. But if he makes a mistake on that last corner there, D-Master will be within his DRS on the final lap. I can almost
that's MRK, and he almost collides into Zohan. MRK into the wall, out of the race, and it's too late for a safety car, I think.
So he... Well, fortunately for MRK, that race...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate. Fortunately, it ended because it was... So for him...
I would say it's good in a way, because at the very least it's over, but he has made no friends today after that.
Very few friends today.
Yeah, D-Master has cut that gap down over 2 seconds again. Process is going to be in very real danger by the end of this race.
Yeah. I mean, not that Process is putting in bad laps. I mean, as far as racer record goes, they're pretty similar to what he's been running this whole time. I mean, last couple laps were a little slightly slower, but still not vastly different.
And that's JT out of the race in the middle of the track. But there's almost no time left. We're on the penultimate lap. D-Master is gaining on the Process, but he still has about 2.5 seconds gap left to potentially catch up. And the more he's going, the more these soft tires he's going to be burning.
I don't know if he'll be into DRS for the main straight on the final lap, but he will definitely be in DRS for the final DRS straight on the final lap. He is pushing very hard.
Well, I think that error may have potentially cost him.
I don't think he'll get within a second here, but he's going to need a good first half of the lap, and he'll be in DRS for the final section here. How much ERS was Process is at 20%, D-Master's at 29%, so they're pretty similar as far as ERS goes.
Yeah, but the sheer pace difference D-Master has, I think, will allow him to make a move on the back straight so long as he maintains his momentum. He doesn't have DRS, but he does at least have a little bit of a tow from the car ahead, which will allow him to slowly but surely close that gap. But Process can't afford to make any mistakes. Meebinator makes his way past Ice Cream Sandwich, the two of them vying for the final podium place. And now D-Master is within range. Process needs to fight for his life if he hopes to hold on to victory here.
It's going to be a battle for first, and it's going to be a battle for third, because the ice cream sandwich, those mediums from Ebanator are probably screaming right now. Ice cream's going to, almost takes a look into that chicane, but we're going to check as they come for the DRS straight. We're going to see if D-Master can make the pass.
I think he's got it. He's got him. He's managed to make his way past, and it's retaken the lead on the final lap.
Now, with with D-Master, his fuel light is blinking red. So, I don't know how close he is on fuel. But he is already a second ahead of process.
Yeah, Ice Cream Sandwich has not used enough of his battery. He still has so much left, but he's dumping it all now. It's now or never for that podium place. The two of them side by side, going around the final corner. Is it going to be AlphaTauri or Williams crossing the line? I think Ice Cream Sandwich has just beaten him. Ice Cream Sandwich. What a close finish. Ice Cream Sandwich takes third place. Process second. D-Master. Overall, one fantastic result for the McLaren driver. And look at the gap he pulled right at the end. What a finish.
That is... Now, mind you, that is a Tier 5 driver this season. So I think it's safe to say we'll be seeing him move up 1, maybe 2 tiers next season. But that race for third through the final corner was excellent as well. Ice Cream Sandwich and Meebanator putting on a show.
Yeah, what a way to end it. That was absolutely incredible. Dutch Raven will be the final driver to cross the line, and every driver who finished will be walking away with points. Dutch Raven is just having a little bit of fun here as he crosses the line, taking his sweet time about it. I think he got a penalty, I think. I think he got a penalty for it. But honestly, it doesn't matter because nope. He's getting away with points.
He's gonna get 2 points regardless. JT, the driver of the day, didn't he crash?
I think he DNF'd, yeah.
Didn't he not finish the race?
I think he still gets points because of the 90% rule.
Yep, the 90%.
But he DNF'd and gets driver of the day.
DNF'd and got driver of the day.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It is a fully Mercedes-powered podium, so you have to say that's pretty exciting. Although, it's kind of ironic that the team in real life that's been on the podium the most is the one that is absent on this one.
Yeah, that was one heck of a race. D-Master just showing how pacey he actually is here. That was quite a race from him, I would say. Going for the 2-stop, just blowing past everyone. Truly. So.
Yeah, that was quite the race. Let's see if we can get the top 3 and 4 post-race interview.
Hop into Discord and see what we can do here. Where are we? Let's see, can we get... Let's see, we've got... I don't know if we can get... I'm gonna have to go to the Tier 5 chat for D-Master, because... Interview for him, and then... Let's see, we've got ice cream sandwich in process. Let's see, do we have anyone in there? We do have D-Master in there.
We can just interview who we can.
Yeah.
Okay. Move him. Hey, D-Master, can you hear us?
I can hear you just fine.
All right. So, what a performance you had Starting out, you took pole position and just continued to hold on to that lead up until I'm assuming you were gambling on a mid to late safety car in the race, hoping to go for a more aggressive strategy. That didn't pan out, but despite that, you made up for it with just sheer pace. And on the final lap, made it count and took victory in Monza. So, how do you feel with that result?
Honestly, I can't say anything because that strategy wasn't mine. That was Dan the man. Dan just he told me how much fuel I needed to do. He was micromanaging the entire time how much ARS I was doing. Insane teammate. I love him to death. He got me the win today. I had the pace, but he had the strategy. Those two combined were just an
Okay, so
outrageous.
so you just had a race engineer the whole time.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, is that so wrong?
I mean, it is, and I just question why other people aren't doing that. Because I mean, if it benefited you that much, I mean, come on.
Yeah. I was when I was in the lead, I was just managing my ERS, managing how much tires I was using. By the end of it, I was losing a lot of tire grip, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to pit anyways. Might as well give myself some time to catch up whenever I do pit. And yeah, that was just perfectly done. Last lap, basically the last corner, got it done. I'm shaking like 2 wins back to back, tier 5, tier 4. It's just
Yeah, I
feels
think you
amazing.
made a good statement about which tier you really belong in after that.
You
Uh,
know,
I don't think
maybe,
it's either, and I don't think it's either of the ones you raced in today.
yeah, I
we
agree.
don't. Okay, we don't talk about it.
But
um,
you're definitely leading the votes for sandbagger of the season. I would assume
Yeah.
for
I
season.
don't think it's sandbagging. I think y'all just held uh your quality way too early. You know, I didn't have a good grip for the game. I'm gonna give every excuse I have under the book here. But, you know,
We'll just
Shows
classify that under
pace.
sandbagging, anyways.
okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. You know,
I mean, we won't classify it as that, but you're going to get voted that this season. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. I did what I wanted to today, which is win that tier 5 race, and now I have a chance to win the championship.
I was chasing you down until I got murdered with 2 laps left. But
Don't worry, I saw the entire thing in my rearview
I was
mirror.
like, man, I was just hoping we didn't get a safety car in tier 5 because if we didn't, I was like way behind you, which I was fine with, but I was also way in front of everyone else. So I
Yeah,
was just
that tier 5 ended up being one of the, I think, closest races that we've had,
yeah.
other
I
than,
think Ba, I think we had a close battle at the end, and then
well,
today,
yeah, but we had a late safety car. That one was pretty spread out.
yeah.
Well,
My congratulations again.
thank you guys. That was intense. My arms hurt. All right, I'm gonna get you guys so you can interview whoever else.
Yeah, I don't think there is
Yeah.
anybody. Oh no, ice cream sandwich is
You
in
got ice
the
cream
waiting
sandwich
room. There
there.
we
You can
go.
talk to him about his last lap pass, which was amazing as well.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much.
Yeah.
I'll try to be back next week.
Okay.
Okay, ice cream sandwich. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, wow. What hectic race you were in. Off the start, you had a really great start. Made a little bit of a risky move going in between two cars, and that risk certainly didn't pay off for you, unfortunately.
Definitely not.
Yeah, definitely not an ideal situation, but despite that, you managed to make a great comeback drive. You drove really fast, really aggressive. You had to fight throughout, and in the end, gave us probably one of the most exciting finishes of the day thus far, if I say so myself.
Thank you.
Brilliant finish. You just edged out the AlphaTauri just in time to take a hold of that third step on the podium. So, how do you feel with that result?
I think honestly, like, kind of disappointed still, because I was involved with like so many incidents. Obviously, like the off the line, I had a great start. I thought I could go in between, and then like the door just closed halfway through. But by that point, I've already made the commitment. And then there was another time too. I was following two guys. I can't remember who, and then they just ended up crashing in front of me, and then I just got collected in that too. So like obviously I'm happy for P3, but I still feel like it could have been much more if I didn't have to pit so many times for a new wing and tires.
Right. I mean that is the nature of racing. Sometimes it just really doesn't go your way. Just ask Yuki Tsunoda today. You
Yeah,
know.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the ending was fun too. I mean, I love the racing. Racing was clean between us. I tried like several times throughout the race to like give him a little weave in the straight. Hopefully, he understood the message. Like, I kind of wanted to use each other for a slipstream to catch the guys ahead, but there's only almost so much I can do. I can't just text him mid race. That would be weird. But yeah, the last lap was fun. I think I just had really low downforce. I think that was what helped me out of the last turn. And I
Yeah.
still had a lot of battery too. Regen was really easy this race for some reason.
Yeah, when I raced in tier 5, and I thought the same thing. I thought
Yeah.
like it wasn't going to regen as quickly as it did, but I mean, energy was pretty good.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. But yeah, I think that's what helped because I just dumped the battery on the very last straight and out of the last corner. So
Yeah, well, we knew you had
Yeah.
more battery than he did, so it was
yeah.
just a matter of who had the better exit out of the corner and just drag race, good old fashioned drag race down to the start finish line.
Yeah, exactly. Fun though.
Yep.
All right. Do you have any strategies or plans going into Monaco?
I think I feel pretty good for Monaco. I've done a lot of time trials before they reset the leaderboard. I think I was pretty good. I think I was either top 9% or within like top 5%, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of entries, so I feel like that kind of helped the
Yeah.
number. But I'm pretty confident with the setup that I have. I think qualifying should be good. If qualifying's not good, I think it's going to be like an absolute
Yeah.
little bit of a nightmare. Considering Monza today was a nightmare, I can't imagine what the complete opposite of Monaco would be.
Yes. We were talking today about like in Monza, like if you qualify in the back, like you can squeak
Yeah.
your way through and then like watch the carnage happen in front of you.
Easily.
At Monaco, qualify in the back. I mean, there's nowhere to go.
Qualify in the back, you're screwed. Qualify in the middle, you're screwed.
Yep.
Qualify second, you're screwed.
I mean, it is just there is no hope in Monaco. If you qualify at the front, someone may outbreak themselves behind you.
Yeah.
If you're in the back, you may get stuck behind all the carnage. If you're in the middle, I mean, you're in the middle of everything. So I mean, it's very dangerous going into Monaco and attempting to race there.
I think for sure though, you got to try to go for pole position. I mean, like qualifying is like probably the best part of the whole session. So.
Yep. And it will
Definitely
be
wanna
close.
do that.
There will be plenty of close times, I would assume.
Yeah, I would imagine too. A lot of people crashing out in qualifying, including myself potentially. So I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting.
It'll be an exciting finale, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
Yeah, and now we have the process. He finished P2, right?
Yep, P2.
All right. Process, can you hear us?
Hello?
There
Hey.
he is.
Oh,
Okay. What a race you had. Not exactly an ideal start, but you managed to hold on very well. Had a great pace, and
Yeah.
you know, throughout you had to deal with a little bit of battling here and there. Ultimately, though, after a demaster pit, it seemed like you had a pretty clear win until you saw that McLaren approaching much faster than I think anybody anticipated. And unfortunately, it just did not work out for you, but still, fantastic result. I mean, you showed you definitely have the pace to win.
Yeah, I think I made a mistake going on to the mediums. I was planning on soft to medium strat around and pitting around like probably the 11th, 12th lap. And the early safety car kind of threw a wrench into that, so I had to kind of roll the dice, and I figured I could make the mediums last to the end. But you know, the pace wasn't good enough to kind of hold them off. I was trying to see if maybe I think Ice Cream and somebody else were behind me, and I was kind of hoping they would hold them up for, a lap or two just to give me a breather. But once I saw them get through, I knew it was going to be tough for me to hold them off. So tip the cap to him. He made up about 8 seconds in the span of 3 laps. So, it was tough finish, but happy with second place.
All right.
Yeah.
And well, next week we're going to final round, Monaco. So, do you have any strategies or plans going into that?
Not yet. I'm gonna do some prep and hop on time trial, start getting comfortable. But even if I did have one, I don't think I'd be sharing it here anyway. So got to keep it close to the chest.
Right.
That strat's gonna be the biggest thing next week, and keeping it clean. So hopefully we can get the win next week, and hopefully get a win in the drivers' championship. So that's what we're looking forward to.
All right. I think we'll all be looking forward to that next week. Thanks for your time.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
What a race. A very hectic start, to say the least. I knew that there would be some problems simply due to the inherent nature of Monza more than anything else, but 5 drivers not even making it to turn 1. I mean, I feel so bad for those drivers that did experience that, especially the Alpines, because I mean, they didn't even get a chance before their entire race is over. Hopefully things will pan out better next week, but it is Monaco, so
If that happens at Monaco next week, we're gonna have a lot more than 5 guys
yeah,
out of the race on the first.
5 guys. So are we also gonna have burgers and fries?
Burgers and fries as well.
Yeah, I feel like some drivers are definitely gonna get cooked out there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we'll be looking forward to that. I've been Mock Mage,
I'm Jim.
and we'll be seeing you all next time.